we're going to record the meeting because we've got people coming in and coming out. So we're going to record. Hey, Ron, how are you, sweetie? Wow, so good to see you. I can't hear you, but it's okay. You'll have to unmute your phone. Okay, but so I want this to be a little bit more interactive today, and we are a few minutes away from what until we start. I think we're just a few minutes, so I don't want to start too soon. But Ron, I haven't seen you for a while, and Tom, I'm just meeting you, and Jess, Jess, I know you, but really quick, you guys will want to at least stay on for at least 20 minutes so you can see what I've been doing. And then because you thought we were going to have a one-on-one conversation, because Ron, I'm not sure if you knew I was going to be on this call, but Jess, I think you knew I was putting this call together. But if anybody needs to talk to me offline, I'll be available more tomorrow because I've got a lot of things that have to get done today. But please, I'm going to reach out to you guys and get your input on what's going on. So before we start, Alberto, the other thing is you and I did a transaction yesterday, and it's on and I can share a little bit of that. And Tom, you were on that call. So it's kind of interesting. One of the hand ups I did yesterday is I invested and gave a check to Alberto. And I think it's important to see how I think we can start doing business a little differently. And I'm willing to put up my money to show that different. So so are you okay with maybe showing a clip from that if I can get that to work?
Yes.
Okay. I'm not sure if I can show while we're all on this call a video of Alberta and I doing a business transaction yesterday in the bank, but if we can, all of it's on tape and I'll be posting it so you'll be able to see what I'm talking about and how I do business. Okay. Any other questions so far? Okay, so I would like, if it's okay, I'm going to start just a second, but I want this to be more of a participation with everybody. So I'm going to start off by just saying 2 words that I feel right now, and that's it. That's only 2 words. And then we're just going to go around, but you need to remember who is in front of you. It's a game we're going to play. It's real quick, but I need you to remember who's talked right in front of you. Okay. So I am feeling vulnerable and excited. Anybody else?
I'm feeling renewed and hopeful. And Rosalie feels vulnerable and excited.
Okay. And anyone else? You don't have to.
Hopeful.
Wendell, do you have something? How are you feeling?
Hopeful.
Hopeful. Okay, and you need to remember Barbie just said hopeful and renewed. Anybody else?
I'm feeling empowered and excited as well.
Okay, you got to remember that Wendell just said hopeful. Okay, anything else?
Just Booth, I'm feeling blessed and encouraged.
Okay, you got to remember what Alberto said. He said hopeful, and you got to remember, all right? Because it's hard to remember, right? Okay, so my point is, okay, we're going to move on here really quick. And you can share in a minute if you want the 2. But what I'm saying is I am looking for a tribe of people that are willing to do business a little differently. And that is being completely transparent and accountable and using our contacts and our talents that we have to upgrade our communities in a really big way. So I'm thinking of really big thinkers, and everybody on this call is a big thinker. So the next thing is I want to do really quickly. My name is Rosalie, and I want everybody on the call to remember these, not everybody's names, but my name is Rosalie, and I'm Regenerative Rosalie. So you know who I'm talking about, and you know a little bit about me. Can we do that? Can anybody chime in with your name and what you are? So we know who you are because there's people on the call that are also listening on the call that are wanting to know who's on the call. So I just need you to say, because they're, we're all working together and they want to see who's on the call. So I'm Rosalie, regenerative.
I'm Paul, accountability.
Tina, mastering under pressure.
Nigel, change angel activation.
I'm Wendell, disruptor.
Bob Catalyst.
Bob Catalyst. Okay.
I'm Stu Zimmerman. I am a transmissionary of the light.
Transmissionary of the light. Say it one more time.
Stu Zimmerman, transmissionary of delight.
Delight. Okay.
Right.
Delight.
Delight. Okay. I like that. Okay. Anyone else?
Alberto Vasquez with OCR. Energy.
I'm Baravi, and I'm an ambassador of light.
I'm Lauren. I am a protector of the sacred.
Anyone else?
I'm Ron, artistic incubator.
My name is Noble. I'm a private investor.
I thought you were going to say private investigator. I was like, okay. All right.
And Marlon Greenwood, MG52.
MJ, what does it say?
MG52. MG52 is my foundation, and that's what drives me. So I'm MG52.
Okay. So, but in 2 words, if I was to give a description, Wendell next to you is a disruptor, and Paul to the next to you is an accountability. So, what are you, Morlin?
Driven.
Driven.
That's it. It's driven. Always been my entire life. Driven. Yeah.
Okay. So, has anyone else want to share real quick? Because I got a couple more things, and then we're going to get right to it. No?
Shelly's just asking if she can join in a few minutes.
Yeah, you'll have to let her in because I'm not going to be able to see any more participants.
Unless you make me a co-host, I won't be able to let her in.
Okay, hang on just a second.
Okay.
Co-host. Okay, there you are. You're co-host. So then I can do okay. So, and I would invite anyone that wants to put their stuff into a chat on your box. There's a thing that says chat. You can see it on the very bottom. If you scroll down to the screen, it says chat. Put any information in there that we ask or you need from anyone, and everyone's on the list here. Not everybody that's on the call is on the list because there's some people that are listening that are not, it's not like they're trying to be transparent. They're just not able to get on. So just put in your information if you need. And then I ask that you mute your phones just in case, I'm not sure who I'm hearing, but if, who is that? Jess, is that you? Can you mute your phone for a second? Anyway, okay. So my whole option here is I'm looking for an offense plan. So Morlin, you're an NFL football running back, right?
Linebacker.
Yeah, you were linebacker, but you look,
Ouch,
quick as
ouch.
lightning.
I could have played running back. I ran.
Okay.
Pretty fast.
Okay. So you're an NFL guy. So we're going to do an offensive plan. So we get we're not offending, but we're going to go offense. We're not going to go defense. There's a lot of stuff happening right now that seems like we are always on the defense. We're always getting sucker punched in the gut, right? It just seems like it sometimes. And I say that we need to go on the offense. And so my whole thing is I think we can do this in a really big way with the amount of people we know that have really big followings and that are really powerful hitters. And I think that we have, where much is given, much is expected. So this is no joke. It's time to step up, and it's time to do what we're sent here on this planet to do as collaborators, and we're not to be small. And a lot of people think, wow, that's a daunting task, what you're trying to do, but it's not daunting unless we say so. So we don't say so, and I don't say so, and I think we all understand that there's something we can do together. So let me just tell you a little bit of how I think, and then you guys jump in. It's going to be quick. But I think if we could start showing how we do business differently. And Wendell and I did a transaction yesterday. We went down to the bank. He gave me some stuff that's pretty cool. Would love as a little bit of collateral, a lot of collateral actually, but it was nice. He gave it to me and we talked about that and we had a very good conversation. We taped the whole entire thing and we are doing some pretty cool stuff. And he's got some really great, you know, some things that he sent 8 people to the moon. Well, no, space station. I'm sorry. I just found out he sent 8 people to the space station. So there's some really cool people we have on this call and we have a huge network, but just me alone or just you guys alone, we might have a harder time. So if we join forces together, we got this. All right. So we're going to start off with having healthy, transparent, accountable discussions, and they're going to be transparent and they're going to be on record and they're going to go on my YouTube channel. So everybody during this call, if you could go to Accountable Handups YouTube channel, subscribe to it. And when someone in this group gets an interview, that will go on there. And I'm thinking that these interviews are going to be pretty cool, pretty quick. And they're pretty cool already. I think they are. But we're going to get a lot of traction because what's going to come out of that is like, are you kidding? They just did that. And they're totally going to be held accountable because we're going to do it differently. We're deferring and we're discounting our networks and our efforts for right now. We're not doing it for free. We're not doing it for free. Everybody on this call will be paid at some point in some way for your talents and your abilities. And it will either be, you'll be way compensated because of the connections that we have here, or it'll be through another business transaction that we'll do together. But there's some way that you will be compensated. So we're going to defer and discount. So Alberto and I, we did a transaction to start with, and depending on how soon do I get paid, I will benefit him and he will get less. He'll have to pay me less money because he overperformed, or if he doesn't, he's willing to pay me more. So we're completely transparent and accountable that this is a two-way street, and we're both working together on a project that we believe will have enough helium to power all of our Google, or not our Google, but our data centers. So I would love to see, there's a lot of stuff going on. The next thing is we're willing to share prosperity. And so Tony, if you could talk really quick about the situation, like if you had people that we did crowdfunding versus A+ reg, or reg A+, things that we can do so we can bring both accredited and non-accredited investors, but have a platform through USA Global will be vetting them. But second, so that we want to make sure all of our business solutions have merit. They have to have merit and stand on their own 2 feet within 5 years. And we're going to make sure that that happens because we're going to both be the poster children for the rest of the world of how you collaborate and how things get done. No, not messing around. So Tony, could you just talk about how is it feasible that you can bring somebody that makes only $10,000 or $20,000 a year and someone that makes $20,000 a month? How do you bring those 2 people together to make a business opportunity so everybody can thrive? Because we don't want to leave anybody behind or on the other side of the fence.
Sir, mute me. Sorry.
Okay.
Well, good morning. My name is Tony Drexel Smith. I'm the Managing Director of Underwriting, Due Diligence, and Advisory Services for U.S. Capital Global. In fact, our CEO, COO, and Managing Partner are all here in my office today. So it's a fascinating day for me. I jumped on this call because I'd committed to Rosalie that I'd be here, even though I got a lot going on today. But look, at the end of the day, there's 50 ways to capitalize a company. Our company published a book last month that defines the 50 ways that as an investment banker, we can work with clients. And what we mean by work with clients is, in some cases, it may be most appropriate for a bridge loan. In some cases, it could be a convertible note. In some cases, it might be a lot better to do a Reg A or a Reg D or a Reg C. Maybe we're going to recommend that they do a Title III equity crowdfunding deal. Maybe it's a hard money loan. Maybe this company should go public. So we've created a process for defining what is the most probable capital type for the situation that the client's in. And ultimately, in working with Rosalie, our company has put together a compensation plan for her and those associated with her. So if you have not yet registered with Rosalie or with us, you should, because we've put together a comp plan for referrals that come to us. So you have a way of making money. So it's not just a handout, it's a hand up when you work
So
with us.
let me explain. It's not going to me. It's going to this company, Regenerative, which is going to be funding this stuff. This is what I'm talking about. We're working deferred. There's a compensation plan that if I wanted, I could take it. It's fair. It's fair and reasonable. That's what happens when people find other people capital. I'm not taking any of the money. What I'm doing is putting it back into Regenerative, into what I call a perpetual stimulus fund. So that's how this is working. I just wanted to be clear, and that's on record. So even though I might want to take that money at some point, it's on record that it's going back into Regenerative.
So when I say Rosalie, I mean Regenerative. Sorry, Rosalie.
It's not a problem. I just wanted to see that, because typically that would be typical for me to get a finder's fee. It's typical. That's
But just realize
100%.
that anyone associated with Rosalie can also get a finder's fee is the point I'm making. Not just Rosalie's company, Regenerative, but if you're part of Regenerative, you can actually register yourself to get paid. We pay up to 10% referral fees. So no reason not to make the referrals. But anyway, the point is that Rosalie had asked, how can we bring the people together? Well, look, a Reg A Plus allows marketing to the retail investor community. We as a company made a conscious decision only a few months ago to begin representing clients for Reg A Plus. In the 5 years that the SEC has approved Reg A Plus, there's only been 285 companies that have actually been approved. Our company has now gone out of its way to hire a couple of attorneys, one of them full-time. His only function here is Reg A Plus. And the reason for that is because we believe Reg A Plus is really the future for being able to meld companies that need capital with the retail market. So you're not having to be exclusive with accredited investors. Because look, a Regulation D was designed for accredited investors, those that have a net worth of $1 million or higher, or high income. And while those rules are changing, and they're changing significantly right now, they haven't been finally published or changed to loosen that up a little bit. But Reg A Plus was designed to be able to go to all types of investors that may be able to only invest minimal amounts of money without a requirement of income. So we're now doing that, and in part because of engagements and relationships.
I'm already muted. I just muted.
Okay. So anyway, Rosalie, did I answer your question? Because I don't want to take too much more of the time of your meeting here.
Yeah, I think he did. So basically what it is there is a legal way that we can raise capital, whether we do it through mid-cap, traditional lending. He's got 1,000 ways that we can do, not 1,000, but quite a few. And then we can also do it in a crowdfunding solution. So we can really show, if we get people behind this and people see the kind of accountability that we're trying to do. And then when you start talking about business and that you're not going to take a finder's fee and you're going to put it back into the whole, it's basically that we're funding our own stimulus package for people that are willing to do their share. There is no handouts. It's all a hand up, but there's accountability with it. And it comes with strings attached because we don't want to be fooled or duped. So you get it in, we'll move money in tranches. We'll beta test it in little small sections. When that shows, or we'll test it, pilot test it, whatever you want to say. We put it in little small sections, and there's a group on the call today. Their name is Myron. They got some really cool stuff, and they are working. We're going to match funds with the USDA. And really quick, you want to tell everybody on record what you're offering. If you want to do that, we can do that in a minute. But there's a lot of people here that, have matching funds and that are willing to put their shoulder to the wheel and push along. And so I'm looking right now, we're going to do this call. We're going to do we're doing this call today to get to know each other. Then on February 15th, so next week, there's another call. So come back because you'll see the next stage of what we're doing. But next week on the same time, same bat station right here at 11:30 on Thursday at this Zoom link. And it will be recorded. So everything will be recorded. So if you need to, say something, or you're not supposed to be where you're supposed to be, you better not get on the call because it's going to be recorded. And anyway, so the next thing would be that so the agenda is going to be as simple as what we have right now, but we're moving forward with a webinar so that people can come in and we can show them and this is what, if you're going to present, this is what you're going to need to know. All right. If you want to present and be involved in this, these are the three things. You have to have a promoter. So you need somebody that is going to be able to say, this guy and his ideas are good, or this gal and her ideas are good. It's got to be that they make that you have a promoter. So no, you can't just come with it. And if you don't have a promoter, you can go ahead and put your information in, because we do have additional promoters that can look at your project and think, well, it has merit, I'll go ahead and then promote it. But I would recommend that you come in with someone that has already knows you, somebody that has a personal relationship with your product. So that's the first thing. The second thing is the solution has to be economically viable within 5 years. That means that you have to pay back the money within 5 years. And the third thing is that you have to agree that within 5 years, you'll pay back the money, and forever how long you have the money, you're going to return an investment. Now, depending on the social benefit of your investment, you're going to return anywhere from 5% to 30%, depending on your social benefit. And that's cheap money at 5% if you got a big investment. But if you didn't do so good at social benefiting, then you'll pay 30%, but you're paying 30% on the profit, not on the revenue. And so if you make, a certain amount of money and you did it because of us, well, then you should be happy. I'm actually excited when I get to write a $10,000 tithing check, because that means that I made a whole bunch of money. So I think it's great, and if we have a problem with that, let us know. And the third thing is you just need to let people know. The fourth thing is you need to give us and the people on the call a commitment that you're going to return this money, and how are you going to return it, and or how are you going to benefit them. So that's kind of basically what the third thing is that you're going to return a profit, and that profit will be shared with the people that are investing in you and that are supporting you and that think that they have confidence in you. And then we get the most, like Wendell asked me the other day, this is like you got 7 billion people that are going to probably want this. It's an upgrade to a community at a discounted price. Who wouldn't want that?
Wendell did have a question.
Okay. Wendell, ask it.
No, I'm sorry. My fingers got away from me. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I just saw your raised hand. I wanted to make sure we got to you.
All right.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
are we good with that? So if you want to present, you have to have a promoter, you have to have benefit to the company, and you have to agree that you're going to send back some of the money back to the people that donated, whether they donated to you or invested in you, you'll give back some of that money. All right, so we call this we call it accountable hand up, and it's based off of my spirituality, which is I'm from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and we believe in self-reliance. And we believe that as we move forward, that we are to put our shoulder to the wheel and push along accountability and transparency. So we're working with people that are willing to do that. And I think I got through everything. And now I'm open for questions. And then I have one more, it's one more thing that we'll do at the end if everyone's interested. And Tina's got a little cool, in fact, in 10 minutes, she's going to do it. So how I told you how she helped my face release on my back? She's going to do a free little exercise for us. So this is something that she's handing us up. So if anybody has any questions for me, we got 10 minutes to get through it. Did I do that well of explaining, or did I confuse you all?
Rosalie, what are the times on the 15th? What time, is this event scheduled for?
It starts at 9:30, and 9:30 will be kind of something similar to what we just did here.
Some of you have.
And then at 10 o'clock, everybody's going to we'll have a schedule, and you're going to have, this is how the agenda will go. 10 minutes, in 10 minutes, you need to tell your promoter will be there. So they're going to have to be with you on Zoom. Your promoter and you will be there. You're going to explain the solution and the benefit, questions and answers really quick. Then the next person will go. Now we're going to set up we'll have Zoom link, and not a Zoom link, a link on the bottom, so we can open up breakout rooms, so that if you have people that want to invest and get more information about what you're doing, we'll go into a breakout room so that you can actually talk about what funding needs you have. All of it's going to be recorded, so you're going to have people, and so they can't say, oh, well, you told me this, or whatever. It's going to be recorded, so you don't have to worry about what. So you just say, this is what I'm willing to do, and at the end you can always say this or something greater, because don't limit yourself to what your ask is, because there's a lot of people that will be on this call and these calls that are listening that are going to help us, because we're helping everyone. We're not helping ourselves. We're doing a radical offensive. How would I say that, Moreland? If I have an offense play that I think is just like, we can get a home run, how would we call it? You explain that in football terms, since you're an NFL guy. How do you do that?
Well, I played on defense, so
you should know better how the offense do it than anyway.
But it's probably like their bread and butter play on offense, that they know they're gonna get a touchdown. They're gonna go to their bread and butter play, which is the play that they know they're gonna either get a first down or they're gonna get a touchdown, and they're gonna do what they do well. So
see the last
coaches always say to me on defense, they're gonna go back to their bread and butter play. I don't know if you eat a lot of bread and butter growing up.
you heard what he said, though. They're gonna go back to what they're good at.
What they're good at, exactly. And because that's a better way of executing, and that's some of the things that sometimes when you try to get too complicated things, you just confuse yourself. So when you keep it simple and you go back to basics and the foundation of what helps you to get to where you are, then that you normally put progress and great results.
So that leads me to Ron. Ron Glover is I met him at, he runs a festival that has how many people in it, Ron? Has you got like 20, 30,000 people that you are coordinate with?
Actually, we're not up there. Our venue doesn't allow us to go that high.
Oh,
so, yeah.
But their outreach, your outreach, because everyone I know, that's their favorite festival that they have ever been to. And I'm calling all festivals, music or whatever. You've got a great festival. So your outreach is 100 million. I mean, not 100 million, but hundreds of thousands. So anyway, yeah. Anybody? So there's some pretty cool people on this call that have some really stellar ideas, and we're going to go to the bread and butter. So really what I need you to do is, one, I need you to think about who do you know that's kind of got your largest following, and then share this Zoom call with them. Because what we're trying to do is attract those promoters to use their influence, and us too, to use our influence for good instead of evil, like Spider-Man's grandpa said. Okay, so we need to pull out our Rolodex and and figure out who can we send this Zoom call to that has a pretty big following, and say, do you want to be a game changer? Do you want to leave a legacy? Do you want to get on an offense play here that's bread and butter? We're going to do what we're good at, and what we're going to do is collaborate. We're going to start collaborating, and the first way we're going to do it is we're going to have a conference or a webinar, some way for everyone who wants to make any money and if they want to make any money or have any benefit, they get on this call February 15th. There's going to be a platform, and they're going to watch what we're going to do. Now, this may be a trial run on February 15th, because we may need to ramp it up, but I'm telling you that let's see who comes on February 15th, and then we'll think of that or something greater. Because once people hear about this, it's not going to be long before everybody wants some type of increased quality of living at a discounted price, with things they can bet on, that are good, with a group of people that are willing to be accountable, willing to be transparent, and we're all working to free or deferred and discounted. So
what's the deadline for all the information to go into the advertising or the marketing, so that we are ready for the event on the 15th?
February 1st. February 1st. So you go on my website, it's regenerative.com, REGEN, the number 8, or TIVE, or you can get it by saying accountable handups. It's with plural because we don't do one, we're doing many hand ups. You go in there and you fill out, and then there's a survey form that it's got like 4 questions. What's your promoter's name? What's your name? What's your email address? And what's a one-line solution, you know? And then you put that in there. Then Tony will get back with you. We will run the numbers. We will figure out, are you a good, are you one of our bread and butter plays like Moreland's got? Now, Moreland, you've got a really great, tell us really quick, and that at Innovation Center, there's some people on this call that are looking for provide clean energy. So talk to them real quick.
So as I started the Marlon Green Foundation after I finished playing back in 2015, started doing free football camps for the kids. Over the years, brought in the NFL alumni guys to mentor the kids. Football is really to bring them in, but it's to teach them about the importance of education, staying on the right path, and to try and inspire them to reach their full potential. Well, over the years, we wanted to create a location, a permanent location that can house kids year round, which is to create a facility. And we're in the process of doing that. And this facility is going to provide all the wraparound services for them: mental health, behavioral health, education classes, also be able to provide them with all the resources that they need: financial education, nutrition, basically a one-stop shop to be able to provide them with all the service that they need to help them to be a success in life. Development that we're doing is not just educational and philanthropic, but it's also sustainable. You know, we want to be able to basically change the world one community at a time by making everything beneficial to the youth, to the community, and to the environment. So that's basically, in a nutshell, what it is.
Yeah. So in a nutshell, what I tell people is I worked with them at the Delta Academy, and we did some mentoring together with the seniors there. I really appreciate his skills, but he's just trying to help increase education and innovation.
No.
Yeah, and sustainably.
No, absolutely. Increase education and be able to help youth to be able to tap into whatever their heart desires, whatever they're focused on. Because sometimes the kids don't know that they have a choice based on their upbringing and based on where they're located. They don't know that they have other options that's out there until it's too late. You know, some of the examples that they have as leaders is not normally the best, so they normally go down the wrong path. And sometimes they would wish we got older. If they knew these things from an earlier age, they would have took a different path and their life would have turned out a lot different. And I use the example of my own life. You know, from Jamaica, I remember what it was like living in Jamaica, walking barefoot on the ground, and not really having all the resources like we had when I came to America. And also being able to get a full scholarship to go to Syracuse University, get my education in physical therapy, getting drafted, and being able to help my family. You know, all those things happened because of mentors that I had with my father, telling me to be the best that I can be. Do your best at any contest, and God will do the rest. That's what he told me. And my other mentor was my coach, who saw that something in me I didn't realize myself, helping me understand, got me involved in wrestling and also football in my junior year. So I would have never done those without people guiding me and directing me. So that's basically what the foundation, this the MG52 complex, is going to be doing, is to be able to provide guidance and leadership and direction for the youth that's coming up.
Thank you. You know, and look around the screen. We're not your typical people. We all don't look the same. We're not the same age. We come from different backgrounds. This is a great group of people, and I am just so thankful to be part of it. Now, I told Tina that if it's okay, we're just going to take a second here, and she's going to give us like $1 million worth, at least $1,000 worth of therapy right now, just for 10 minutes or so. And then we're going to have 10 minutes at 12:10. anybody, we have questions and answers, and then we'll go back. Tina can maybe do a little more if we need to, and or jump off, okay? Because I want to be respectful. We'll be done with this meeting at 12:30 and or sooner if you need to, but anyway. Oh, so my ask before you jump off though, before Tina starts, my ask is to go on and go to YouTube and subscribe there. Put in your email address to Regenerative, go in there and subscribe. So, or just go in and give me your solution, and if you donate 25, it's going to back to this group. So it's not going to me. I've been working deferred, you know, or even I've been working free, and I would do this for free. I just, at some point I have to pay some of my bills with the time I spent on this, but I'm not asking for a lot. And then the next thing would be to bring this and share this with as many people as you can and get involved. As a united group, one nation under God, a sovereign states and nations, we got this. So it's what we're doing. And it's not just about the state of the United States, it's about the world at some point. This is stuff that we can do worldwide. This is not, we need to level the playing field for everybody. Yes, I do believe we need to take care of the United States. That's where I live. That's where I come from. But everybody else can share in their way, and we can help them in the whole entire world. So this isn't just, so share it with whoever all over the world. It's not just us. And those are the three things. Just if you'll do those three things: YouTube, my Regenerative, and then share this with everyone you can. That's only three things. It shouldn't take a long time. And let's see you next Thursday here, and then we'll see how much you'll see a different platform, and we're going to do some other things. So, okay, Tina, anybody, and then does anybody have any quick questions for me if you have to leave? And then Tina, can you go?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Tina.
So I'm really excited to be here and part of this group. I know some of you. Looking forward to getting to know more of you. Marlon, your work is sort of my work is an extension of what it is that you want to accomplish. So background, I'm a psychotherapist by training. I coach, I do optimal performance, peak performance, flow. This Mastery Under Pressure is about teaching people how to manage that emotional response to under stress and perform at their best level, no matter what you're doing. So I come from a body-mind perspective. And many of you have heard a lot of the things that I talk about, and at the same time, maybe you haven't done it quite this way. So what I'm going to ask you to do is just take a moment, and close your eyes if you want to, don't have to, but take a moment and pick a challenge that you're currently having. You know, many things I'm sure you've overcome, but whatever it kind of comes up as something that just, if I could just handle this, life would be just better. Okay, everybody got something? We're living and breathing, we all have something. Okay, so now what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to find that challenge in your body. What is the sensation of that challenge? So if I'm nervous about COVID, if I'm worried about this, just close your eyes again and scan from head to toe and find it in your body. Is there anybody that has not or needs a little more time? Great. Now what I'd like you to do is just focus on that sensation. I don't want you to move it. I don't want you to try to make it better. I don't want you to relax it unless it relaxes on its own. So you're just going to follow it. You're going to notice that sensation. Maybe it stays the same. Maybe it moves. Maybe it changes. Maybe it gets worse. Okay, so you can open your eyes and come on back. And who would be willing to share just what you noticed? Rodney, you're on mute. You're still on mute, Rodney.
So what I noticed was tension in my neck from just sitting and being actively participating. Thinking about it helped me relax those muscles, and my inner peace then allows me to be relaxed, not anxious, not nervous, not anything other than just be more aware in the fact that, okay, I relax.
There you go. Okay, who else? Yes, Rosalie.
That issue with my jaw, I'm not clenching, but that masseter is so firing. And as soon as I noticed it, sometimes if I touch it, but then there's just this cooling it did move and kind of move away. And actually my jaw went like this, the bottom of it shook, went like that and out. And that wasn't voluntary, that was involuntary. I don't know what happened. And then I did get like this release, but it released from here, and it kind of is like right now, like this, like an arrow through my face.
Okay.
Almost directly. It's kind of weird, but I feel like this is less, but now I feel like I have a way out of it, a way that I can, now it's kind of like, it just isn't as big of a deal. So it did happen again. I've had it happen twice. I think it's voodoo what she does. I don't know. It's pretty cool.
It's actually what your body does. Who else? Anybody else have it to share? It's just really fun to hear. Did it get worse for anybody? Did you happen to have any feelings maybe that you noticed connected to it? Thoughts, feelings, images?
I'll just throw in that I think I'm a little anxious about it, and I was thinking about it and it was in my chest, and then I started wondering, well, maybe it's not in my chest, maybe it's in my gut, which is a different sort of space for you, but also that, it's actually hard to feed it. It's hard to keep focused on it, and you it's your natural state to release, and then you stop feeling it. So that's just sort of my insight, that it takes energy to keep it.
Yeah, that's what happened for you. Yes, fabulous. Who else? Anybody not feel anything, find anything? Nothing? Zero?
I've got plenty to share if you need some.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
No, I'm saying I'll share it with someone else. They can have mine.
I felt it in my solar plexus, and then I asked where it was coming from. And so it came from my feet and my ankles and my legs. And then I work with the Lord. So I just saw this golden light come, and he was just like, just give it to me. And I was like, okay. And so I just gave it to him. And then I was like, okay, everything's fine. But for me, this sensation arrives, and then it's like a pattern of me just giving it to God, knowing that it's going to be fine, and that my mind is going to try to trick me into thinking that this is a problem, and it's not. So thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you. Who else? Come on, you guys, you're all sitting there. I know you're thinking something.
Well, I got this
Yes.
lower back pain, which has been bothering me for the last week or so. And then as I concentrated on it, I felt like a separation from my body and my consciousness with my closed eyes. And when I came back, it was much less noticeable. So I don't know what happened.
So this is not a trick. the deal is that your body holds all the information that we need. And in most of our personal growth work, and this again goes back, Marvin, to the things that I think are the most helpful for kids to learn, is that there is an intimate connection between our mind and our body. And we have so much to learn if we just notice. We didn't do anything. Your body and your mind and your consciousness did whatever it needed to do. I've done this so many times with so many people over the years. Sometimes people get nauseous because it taps into feelings and things that they've held for so many years. It's a starting point. It's a kickoff point to help people kind of become whole. Really, I come from a psycho-spiritual, energy-oriented, mind-body perspective. And it's changed my life for sure. And it can change people's lives, that as children grow up, to be able to kind of name it, say it. This is what I feel. This is what I think. It shows up here. For anybody that's familiar with the chakra system, there are energy centers up and down the body. They give us information. Sometimes somebody will have a really bad cough for a really long time, or I say, where's that thing bothering you? And they'll go right here to the heart. Well, this is where we hold our spiritual connection to God. And for those of us that have had childhoods that have had a lot of pain, we shut this down. So we don't feel joy. We don't feel pain. Many times we feel nothing. You know, I'll ask people, you know, I just feel numb. So all these things that when people talk about, it gives me and people that are trained in the way that I've been trained, so much information. I don't need a lot of talk. Rosalie could have told me her story and I don't need a lot of talk. The body's telling it all, right? And so this is just a tiny little introduction to a universe that is filled with freedom. Because once we start to access the body and all the information that it holds, and we clear this, and then we clear that, and then we clear this, and then we clear that, and then we have direct access to God. And direct access to who we are. Really, people always talk about change work and transforming. We're not transforming into anything else other than who you are. So your most authentic self is the one that is free of a lot of these energetic blocks, so that we're free to kind of be at this place and live where we live. So it's just a little introduction.
Thank you so much. And on that note, we got a couple things. So one is we're going to do something kind of fun and then just question and answers. So remember, I'm Rosalie Regenerative, and I am now, you know, you heard my 2 words at the beginning. So now I'm feeling just 2 words, Rosalie Regenerative, relaxed and renewed. Anyone else?
I'm Tina, and I'm grateful to share this because it's not mine. It's for everybody.
Any other 2 words that come to mind? It's kind of fun to do it. Trust me, it's empowering to do it. Any 2 words?
Inspired and bright.
Lauren, I'm feeling activated and ready.
I'm Althar, and I'm always at peace and blessed.
Marlon, oh, go ahead.
Good.
Oh, you could go ahead, sir.
Engaged and inspired.
Marlon, feel driven. I was driven, but now I feel powerful.
You said driven and what?
Powerful.
Powerful. You are powerful.
No, it's something that someone did. Someone mentioned to me, have a powerful day. No one had ever mentioned that to me before. And I was like, wow, I should start using that. Have a powerful day. You know, that's very, very powerful, right? Very strong.
Grateful and enlightened.
Stu, creative and vibrant.
Happy and grateful.
Tom, you want to go? You're muted. You're muted.
Inspired and grateful as well.
Thank you. How about you?
Enlightened and enjoyed.
Really? So those are some good things. Anyone else want to share? And then we'll go on to question and answers. But see how we roll. The battle has been won. We're not losing. We've already won. It's already been won for us. All we're trying to show is our capabilities as a whole. And we can do it slowly, or we can just do it quickly and painfully. And I don't want to do it painfully. I want to do it quickly and fun. So that's why we do things like this, is because FUN is part of my middle name. And that's whatever we do, it's going to be fun. So I hope you guys had a great experience. I did, and we're going to leave the rest for questions and answers. Stay on. There's some people that maybe want to talk to each other about their businesses. I have a 1 o'clock, so I have to jump off at 1, but with a really cool person that is Tina and I. She introduced me to. I knew her from before. She is an advocate for the to anti-trafficking, and I'm going to be meeting with her and Tina at 1 o'clock. And can I say what she? I mean, I think it's cool that she's the Sheraton's granddaughter. Is that what she is?
But she's Mitzi Purdue. She's Purdue Chicken.
Okay, Purdue Chicken. All right. So anyway, just some cool things. So questions and answers. You guys remember the 3 things I need you to do? Like the YouTube channel so you guys can see the interviews. Go on Regenerative, put down your email and your solutions, and then promote this. This is something I can do it by myself, but I mean, I have really great people. Look at the people I can promote, right? But I got other people too. But you guys, it's going to be interesting. Let's see let's make it a competition. Who can get the most people behind them? I don't know, but let's do this for fun. Anybody else? And then Moreland, not Moreland, but yeah, I did get to you guys. There's one other group. Myron, your guys' business, if you want to stay on afterwards, if anyone has time, I just want to be respectful. So any questions about what I asked and what I need help with?
And
all right.
You all can get in touch with me here. You know, I work with all kinds of people at all kinds of levels.
I have another engagement as well, so I'm going to say it's good to be here. Sorry I was late, but I'm going to have to leave early to make up for it.
Thanks, Rodney.
Peace out, Rodney. Okay, so there's not any other questions? Okay, so Myron, I met you yesterday, and you've got a group that you are putting some funding together, and you've got some matching funds from the USDA Ag Department, right? You want to just, I have a few minutes, but let's go ahead, and if you have a question, just 5 minutes, and then anybody else, I'm gonna leave 5 minutes for whoever else wants to talk about what they are, or actually, if you could do 3 minutes of what you need, and then anybody else on the call, 3 minutes more of what you really need and what I can do to help you, what I can do and what this group can do to help you. Okay, Myron.
Okay, great. Thank you, Rosalie. I'm going to defer that to Paul. Let him go ahead and talk. If he comes off of mute, he'll speak on my behalf. But thank you all for listening.
Uh-huh.
Hi, everyone. It was really a pleasure being here today, Rosalie. Thank you for the invite. It was a pick-me-up for the day. We enjoyed it. Thank you all for staying on and listening. I am the Chief Operating Officer of a company that was actually founded by my partner and CEO, Thomas Settles, called Omega Paving. And we have a very unique initiative and offering that is targeted at rural communities. Typically, these are areas that have population, but they don't have the tax base to be able to create sustainable road systems, particularly in the South where you have flooding and tornadoes and hurricanes. The road systems wash out very easily. So, without them having road systems in place, they often don't get access to medical care. Businesses leave the areas because they basically can't get the traffic. And then, in particular, one thing that actually eliminates them from being able to participate in the 21st century is no major broadband companies will go in and install broadband. So we've been on COVID for almost a year, and those children that have been forced to stay home have lost a year of education. Many of them are in areas where the educational systems are already substandard, and you have people that are trapped in those hills that get COVID because the only time they congregate is when they go to worship, and it becomes spreader events. So they catch COVID, they go into the hills and to the areas that don't have substantial road infrastructure, and they can't get to a hospital. They can't even get to a Walmart or grocery store because the nearest stores are 10, 15 miles away. Our product and service is a environmentally friendly treatment that goes onto dirt and gravel roads through water trucks, and it actually gives the ground the same stability as a concrete road or asphalt road. Only it's 40% cheaper. We put an entire turnkey model together for these counties and the small cities. They have to have at least 2,000 to 5,000 homes within the particular area, and the roads actually last 2 to 3 times longer than the traditional concrete and pavement roads. Yes, Rosalie?
Okay, so I got at least some more time, but do you have a promoter, someone that knows you guys personally that would vouch for you and what you do? Do you know someone that you could provide?
Oh, absolutely.
Could you tell their name or now, or you
Uh,
want to wait?
Tony Drexel actually introduced us through his organization. If that's sufficient, Rosalie,
No, I'd like
or is it
somebody different as well.
somewhat different?
Yeah.
Um,
Bernard.
Bernard Monnier is the individual that actually introduced us to Tony Drexel, and I've known them for almost a decade.
Okay, so we would need to
So
have like a reference, a reference
sure,
of that. And then
right.
what is the benefit? So the benefit really quick to the people, in my understanding, is that now you can bring in roads that are washed out. And is this a hand out or a hand up? Is there
It,
a
it's a
profit in the back end of this?
there's profit all the way through. And then there's sustainability in the fact that now you have businesses that can expand. We create 15 to 25 jobs that are sustainable every county that we go into. And then the broadband infrastructure actually creates an additional revenue stream. We donate a portion of that revenue stream to the counties so they get additional revenue, and it actually just stimulates growth in those areas. So
Okay.
education, medical coverage, ambulance service, everything.
Okay, and you're
Yeah,
willing to be on record and taped about all of this and be completely open kimono, we call it, yeah?
absolutely. This is a audited process through the USDA. Our underwriting comes from Zions Bank, which is a national USDA banking partner for the Department of Agriculture. We have a letter of continuous commitment from them, and we've been working on this project for over 4 years. So we have quite a bit of sunk cost in it, quite a bit of pre-operating debt that we've actually sacrificed ourselves and our time and energy. And we have 7 projects that are actually ready to launch, 15 million from 2 counties in letters of intent that are very detailed that you can see. They're actually from the county authorities that signed for the liability. And all these are municipally bonded projects. So every project we go in, it's a non-competition, a non-bid scenario because we're classified as a pilot project for each county. So
Nice.
we do models that are between 25 miles for smaller counties to 50 miles of road coverage and broadband coverage for the counties that actually have the capacity for it. We do a
Great.
full economic study.
Okay,
So
so that'll be good. Like I said, as we see these transparent do-gooders willing to be accountable, that's, like I said, it's going to be televised. People are going to start watching this. It's not like who's going to be a millionaire. It's we watch the whole thing for real, not some reality TV show or some show that's been fabricated. This is for real. And you know, I own a company. We have these video glasses. This is what I wore when we were talking about that the other day. I put those on my face. We were in, actually, I think I had these pair on my face. We were in Wells Fargo, and I just put them on. I said, "You don't mind if I tape this, do you?" And I just put it on there and taped it. You know,
I thought you
gonna
were just cool.
yeah, I am cool. These are not my cool glasses, but we have, you know, I can wear these. So it's like we can have a conversation and we don't need to worry about what was said. There's no lawyers that have to be involved because we know it's transparent and we're not going to say anything we're not going to be held liable for. And if we are, we just apologize and have to work that out. But you know, this is a real reality TV show showing how we're handing up the world. It's not, I mean, who wouldn't want to watch this? It's a pretty cool scenario. And I'm working with Moreland to get he needs a little bit of help, and I happen to know the people he needs help from. They're just good doers. He's a good doer. We're going to get this done because they have some land that they want to put on and have for, and the gentleman that was on the call, that's not on the call right now, is one of them that was listening on because we're going to be doing some work together. And
He's
you
still
know,
there. Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, he's still on. Noble is still
Okay.
here.
No, I was talking about the person that's on the other end that has the
Oh,
processing.
okay.
They have
Okay.
the energy processors and stuff.
Oh,
So
okay.
we can take, so you know, I've been talking about processing waste. So that was one of the other things. Does anybody have anything else? Does anyone have an ask that they want to impart? Like we just heard from Paul. Is there anyone that wants to end? We got a few minutes. Oh, it's time. Is anyone else?
I just have a really quick ask. You know, for the work that I'm doing, this Mastery Under Pressure, I'm really looking to get into companies and train people, big teams of people, because the more people that have these skills, the better our world will be. So anyway, just to keep it in mind. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll be thinking of that. I mean, I have a couple of therapists I was going to introduce you to, but I'm going to think about some people that actually I know are owners of companies that would want you to do what you do, like on a Zoom call with them in one of them, and then take it from there.
Thank you. I got to go eat lunch, so I'm going to jump. I'll see you back.
Okay.
Bye, y'all.
Bye. Is anybody else?
Well, I was going to ask Tina for information, but you could send it.
Oh, it's Mastery Under Pressure.
Mastery Under Pressure.
And I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't sent out everybody's emails. I will do that this week. I didn't do it last week because I wanted to make sure everybody was vetted before I send out their information, and and I haven't been able to get all to that. So everybody just at your own, time, either contact each other. And all I expect is that whatever connections that we make here, that just remember we're helping, and we just want to make sure that the profit that you get comes back some way into regenerative, so we have more perpetual stimulus funds to help other people. And I'm not taking it, it's going into the fund. So I'll probably if I continue, I told someone the other day I might take a salary. I don't even know if I need a salary. I just need a lifestyle. I don't need to get paid. I just need to be able to go if I want to a beach and get warm if I want to. And I don't know that I need to be paid. I just need to be able to afford that some way, or someone donate their beach house so I can head over there. Anyway,
a bunch of sand in the basement with a hot light.
Well, I'd have to have water. Maybe I should have said water and a beach.
A paint bucket with water.
Oh. Okay. That's not, we'll work on that maybe.
It's all in your imagination. See,
is.
because, one of the things about mankind, real interesting thought. If you ever been hurt, all of us have been physically hurt, right? I assume everyone's broke a finger or cut their, burned themselves or something like that. In your mind, you cannot replay pain. Are you aware of that? Most of the human race cannot replay pain. You can remember having hurt yourself or passed a kidney stone or had arm broken or whatever. You can't replay it. Well, it's God's way of keeping you. It's otherwise the women would only have one child.
That's right.
At the end
That's
of it.
right. I was just thinking of that. Yeah.
You can, in your mind, be anywhere you want to be. You can be a prisoner of war and you can replay pleasure. You can actually be on that beach and know you're on that beach and smell the water and all that. You cannot replay pain. But anything that anybody ever said emotionally damaging to you, you could immediately replay that and be right in that moment and feel that hurt. That's totally replayable. But pleasure, you can replay, but physical pain, you cannot.
On that note, our thoughts are what's creating our realities. So if nobody was thinking, who's ever been thinking about drama in politics and weather, they just need to stop. We have to stop thinking about it completely. Just like put it, like if it comes up in timeout, we're just going timeout,
I'm
don't
sitting
need
in
it.
cold water. It's gorgeous. Right now, it's beautiful out.
Yeah. So that's true. And our thoughts come from our past. But what if we said, and we were open to our thoughts coming from our future? And we started just to think, not as soon as a thought from the past came up, we just go immediately is this or something better is what? And you just keep thinking, projecting positive thoughts. So that's all we get from
dreams are. That's what lucid dreams are for.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can steal me, but you can't take away my dreams.
Yeah. Well, I love you all. I'm super excited to see your faces. I hope to see you here next Thursday. And if you want to connect anytime, you guys are on my tribe anytime, and I will reach out to you individually this next week. I'll send everyone's emails out to each other. So if you want to just connect and see what there is to collaborate, but I really want you to promote, and I would like to see everybody at least have 3 or 4 people that they bring on, or 3,000 or 4,000 people next week.
Okay.
All right. Peace out. Love you all.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye.